Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So we are continuing with the Java Bootcamp. In the last lectures, we have seen about data types and when to use which data types. So let's go to IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, I've created another class called input. In last class, we have seen all these stuffs: when to use short, when to use long, why we are using char and all. So now let's see how to get input from the user and how we store them in variables and when to use which variable that like that. Okay, here what I have done, I like to take some age of a person. So I know that age is a whole number, so I am declaring it to be of type int. So int age is equal to 18. So I like to print it out on the screen. So I'm just given system.out.println age of the person is in Java. Everything we will give it as plus because it is concatenating. I already told we are doing strings. So when we go to advanced topics, we will be covering what concatenation is and how we are using them. So right now you could understand a string is given and plus when we give age, it will print 18. So you can see over here. Okay, you could see the age of the person is 18. But there is one problem. This is very static. I like to have I like the user to input their age and I like to print this out. So how to do that? Let's see. For that we need to include the package import java dot util dot scanner. Okay, first of all, what is this import statement means? It is a package. While creating classes, I've already told when you go here, you could also find something called package. Package means I already told when you are working with the larger projects, you will need to have multiple classes to be in the same package. So likewise, this java.util is a package created by the Java developers themselves to give some functionality to the developers. Here, the scanner is the input function. It's the input class. Using this only, we will get input from the user. Let's see. First, we need to create an object for it. See, don't worry about what objects or what classes are. We'll be covering them in object-oriented programming. Right now, our input function is within this scanner class. So we need to import that scanner class first, then create an object for that, then we can use them. So see how we can create it. Scanner SC is equal to, here SC is the name I'm using for it. SC is a common practice. You could use whatever name you like. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner, and within this parenthesis you need to give system dot in. Why I give system dot in the output statements like print statements? I have told system dot out dot println because that out means output stream, here in means input stream. So I'm just getting input for the input stream, so I just given system dot in. After the end you need to close that. Dot close. Okay, I see dot close. After using all the stuffs you need to close them. Now I like to have age. So first you need to declare. This is always called the declaration. And if I have given something like age is equal to 18, this is called initialization because you're initializing the value 18 to the variable age. So I'm not initializing anything. I'm just declaring there is some box called age. I'm going to store the age over there. So it's always best practice to give prompt string to the users. Prompt string means, okay, wait a minute. You just tell the user what they need to give. So enter your age. I don't want the cursor to move to the next line, so I just give print. So now the user will be able to enter it on the screen. So I need to get the, so age is equal to sc dot next int. This is how you get value from the user. So I like to print it out. So out your, sorry, I need to give it within the double close, double quotes. Your age is age. So let's try to run it out. Okay, it's asking me to enter your age. I'm just giving 18. Your age is 18. So this is how we get it. Don't worry about what these are. Let's try to find the internal implementation. Go to this, Control B, next in. Next in means you are getting an input, right? You are typing something. I have written like 18 over here. It will take the integer component from that and it assigns it to the variable age. So that's why we use function next int. So you could also see there are multiple functions over there. Sc dot, you could see next, it's used to gain into a string. And another thing is yeah, there are multiple next statements and next big decimal, next big integer, next boolean, next byte, next double, next float, next line. We'll be using all things. Just be clear with one thing. If you are using int, you get next int. If you are using float, you are giving next float, next double. So like twice you are doing all these stuffs. Try to use this all these stuffs. We'll be using them in our next programs as well. So this is how we simply get input from the user. If I remove this as well, there won't be any error with this, but it's always a good practice to close the scanner class you have gained it. So let's go to the scanner class and see the internal implementation. How will you go here? Just select that and press Ctrl B. You could go over here. So it is class scanner, it implements iterator. These are all the internal implementations that the Java developers has itself given for us to use this functionality. It's clear, right? So if you like to, what to say, if you like to gain a character, how will you do? And first, let me declare a character, char ch shout, enter a character. So ch is equal to sc dot next char 18. Enter a character a. Oh, I haven't printed it. Okay, let me print it over here. The character you have entered is 18. Character a. Okay, there is another thing I need to show it here. You might be wondering what is this char at 0. I'll be showing you. Enter your age, some 20. So enter a character. Now I'm going to give a string. Ajeem. What's the character? A. So we are not taking a particular character. This next function is used to take a string. We don't have a particular function to gain the character, so we are getting the string. Okay, you read the string, but I'm going to take only the character at the first position. Here it is called as the index. So don't worry about this, we'll be covering this very shortly in arrays lecture. So index means all the characters in there is given a particular value, particular the position is denoted by the index. So here the first position is denoted by zeros, next one is 1 2 3 4. So likewise we are accessing it by index. So like this we can gain characters. Okay, it's recording. Okay, so this is how we gain input from the user and store it in the values. And yeah, this is very simple, you could try this. So why we are importing this, so if you don't know whether, I can tell you one thing that mostly it will be in the util package. So just you could also do like this, java.util.stat. What will this do means that it will include all the files that comes under util package. So it is not very much recommended, because when you know that you are going to use only one class, then include that only. When you don't know what class it is, I know that scanner class is within java.util.scanner. If you don't know, java.util.star is more than enough for you to do. Okay, I like to share another program over here. I'm going to declare int a and b. So enter the value of a. A is equal to, how will you store it in a? A is equal to sc dot next int. So another thing, sound enter the value of b. B is equal to sc dot next int. Okay, so I like to print my values over there. So the value of a is, I like to give a new line. The value of b is plus. Okay, let's try to run it over here. Okay, all these are running over here. Okay, enter the value of a. I like to give it as 5. Enter the value of b. I like to give it 10. So the value, yeah, it will be running like this. So okay, no problem. Let's give it in the next line. I like to comment it all this stuffs because I'm not working with them. Okay, now I like to swap these values. The A should have the value that B has, so that here the A should have 10 and B should have 5. Well, how can I do? Say that you have two fruit juices in two glasses. You need to swap the contents. How will you do? You will take a third glass, pour the contents in A to that glass, pour the contents in B to A glass, and that temporary glass should be moved over here. So the same thing I'm going to do here. See, I'm going to take a temporary variable temp. It's going to store the value that A has. So now the A value is stored safely in temporary variable. So now A should have the value B. Now B value is stored safely in A. So now B should have A's value. So B is equal to temp. So now try to run this out. So I give 5, give 10. See, it's swapped. So this is how we use swap. It is swap using temporary variable, because we are okay, temporary, because we are using a temporary variable. So we could also do this without using any temporary variables. I will show you how. Swap without temporary variable. Okay, see how we can do this. Basically, think, you just think how we can do this. We have two bags, each bag has one balls which is of different types. So how can we do? Put the second bag contents into the first bag and remove the first bag contents. You will get the second bag content in the first bag, right? See, in A, I having A's contents, right? A is equal to A. It's true, right? A is having A's contents. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to also add B's content to the A. So if A is 5, B is 10, what will be now the A's values? It's 15. So I'm going to remove that. Okay, now B is equal to, what is B? Now see here, what is B? B is 10. So I need to have 5 over here. How could I get that? What is now A? A is 15. So if I remove A minus B, won't it be 5? Makes sense, right? I am having more all the contents into one single bag and removing the content from them. So, and I could also say A equal to A minus B. Now, if we run that, and then A 5, B is 10, 10 and 5. So, this is how you swap without using temporary variables. Okay, hope you are clear with it. Try to use multiple scanner functions, use scanner function and get multiple inputs from the user, and try to store them in variables, swap them out and use them. So hope it is clear. If you have any doubt, please share in the comment section. Thank you.